Hello, everyone. I'm here today to talk to you about a very easy resource that you can use to help with the four domains, which is listening, reading, and writing. This is something that I use with my students, and it's quick, easy, and it helps with comprehension. It helps with vocabulary, fluency. It also helps with writing, listening, and speaking. So I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to show you what it is that I use and talk to you and show you how you can use this with your student or with your child to help them with these different things. Okay, so this right here is a cold read. There's just a short little passage that is numbered with the number of words on each line, and then it comes with 5 questions. 4 of them are multiple choice, and one of them is a written response or constructed response question. Okay, so I use these with my students, and I use one passage a couple of times. I let the child read the passage one time, and I time them for a minute, and I make corrections on the passage, and I mark any words that they missed. So this is an example of a student, and as you see, there are 3 different numbers here. So they read this story aloud to me 3 different times, and each time you want to see a little bit of progression. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but you want to see that they're getting comfortable and that they're making gains each time that they read. So after they do the initial read, I time them for 1 minute, and then I let them finish the reading on their own, and then they answer the questions in the back, as you see here, and then I go over the questions with them. We'll go through and use a highlighter, and that's helping them use text evidence to support their answers. If you notice, there are some words up here that the student missed. If they're vocabulary words, we'll go through, we'll define those words, we'll talk about those words. I'll have them use like a foursquare or use them in a sentence or draw a picture to help them with the meaning. So that's how I do vocabulary with that. Also, I model what great fluency looks like. So I'll have a copy of this passage as well, and I'll go through and I'll read this passage aloud to them so that they can hear the pause, they can hear certain words, how they should be pronounced, they can pay attention to how they should sound as they're reading. And then I let them read it again, and I'll log that there, and I'll make notes of words that they missed, and any words, new words that they missed, we'll go over those as well with vocabulary, 4 squares. And then I'll do the final read, which is the hot read. So it's a cold, warm, and a hot read. And that last read, you want to see some type of gains. It might not be drastic gains, but you at least want to see that they're going a little bit further than what they did. And for my middle school students and elementary students, I use this fluency graph. Okay, this is a blank one here, and they put the title of the story and they'll log their words. This is more of a visual for them. For my high school students, I don't really use this, but for my middle school students, it helps them to kind of see it a little bit better because sometimes doing that mental math isn't there. So this is an example of the student that I just showed you, and he fills it in, and this is definitely, you can see here, or he can see that he's made gains from that initial read. So this is just a cool little thing I use as well, just for them to serve as a visual for my students so that they can see their gains. All about the freebies. So I did get this from Journeys, which you have to be a teacher or an administrator to access this, but K5 Learning is a free website for parents that might not want to go out and purchase books. You can look up K5 Learning. They have passages and they have comprehension questions along with the answers, so you can help your student or help your child go over the correct answers. And like I said, I go through, use highlighters to help them use text evidence, and then the writing component, I'm able to look at their writing, and I don't totally focus on grammatical errors, but that gives me a chance to look to see, okay, maybe they're having some issues with spelling, and then that may be another mini lesson on its own. I hope this is a great tool for you. Please feel free to reach out to me if you want access to this. I can send you some copies or whatever. If you need some suggestions of other things you can use with your students, don't forget to like and subscribe, and for new videos to come on more resources. Bye guys.